Judas loved Jesus, even that shit was a great disguise. Niggas playing like they friends, pushing me to my demise. Crayola couldn't show me the truest colors I seen from you. Nor they birthing demons from all the shit that I see men do. Walking through the holy lands, brown sugar and cinnamon, whipping up the sands of time, off-white is the synonym. Devil knocking at the door, I got it, God send him in. I ain't been to church lately, probably should repent again. Walking through the valley of the shadow of death, but you will never find my footprint in the shadow of men. Don't dim my light for nobody, won't see a shadow again. Metaphysical, cause I can't feel nobody. Delete his metadata. Now he ain't got nobody. Shout out to Lil Starving Artist, flip Joe line called a body. I make it look easy. I make it look good. I know they want to kill me. Shit, if I look good, they just telling war stories. They ain't built like that. I treat it like my old bitch. I go and get right back. I do that shit with one glove, slide back my jack. They like he back on his bullshit. He done fucking relapsed. It's easier to crack a vow than to smile. That's what the junkies say. Home is where the heart is, and I guess my shit a runaway. Looking for my shot, and they just want me to put my gun away. Remember we was broke and had to go half on them 4 wings? Now we run it up, got enough money to support dreams. I step back and let you niggas get your shit off. Played it for my chicken, she told me cut the shit off. Looked me in my eyes, said daddy been gone too long, and I'm back now. Oh yeah, I'm back, baby. Where you at now? Oh, you don't rap lately? Oh, no, don't drop now. My new shit crazy. I had to go and switch the team, and now I'm having motion. Cause they was trying to pick and roll, and I was wide open. Oh, that's what you was hoping? That I would overlook it? I needed all this run to grow, now I'm a double book it. They knew my weak spot, you had a shot, you shoulda took it. Now you smile crooked. Thank you.
Yes, they look like they heard me.
You heard me. They look like they heard me, you heard me. Who am I again? I am a guy from a place. Charm City Bipper, Quis The Vndl. Marquis is the name my mama gave me. I'm here with an artist that I've watched grow from 93rd Soul Tribe. You know, he probably there's a long time.
You digging into the crates.
In the crates.
I don't know nothing about that.
Seeing different projects, chest vest music, 6 Bricks, Chris Cassius, Pair of Gotti.
Yeah.
A lot of names.
Evolutions and monikers, man.
And that's the importance of this
and
thing.
monikers, man.
Evolutions, past lives, new lives, future lives. We here politicking. In a place that I'm from, in a place that he from.
Yeah, hell yeah. Born and raised.
What you want to say to the people getting started?
Man. So I'm Chris Cassius, like he just said. They call me 6 Bricks. I am one member of 2 World Order. That's like 11 motherfuckers, I think now, maybe 12.
Sir.
But you know, we just actually, I'm not even gonna just reduce us to a collective because we are officially on paper a label. So, you know, big shout out for that, for real.
And Black History Month?
You know, K, which you know is you
shout
know
out
what I mean,
to that brother.
#1 guy around in the joint. He
KK.
Ben put it on paperwork for a while now. I think it's been this might be like a year now.
Okay, you go.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we doing the legal route, you know what I'm saying? Filing and documenting, paying our taxes and shit.
What's it supposed to be
Business accounts on the way. We about to start writing off taxes and shit. But the real goal here is to create an infrastructure and the pipeline from the day you decide you want to be an artist and don't know what to do to I'm an artist now and I can feed my family and myself. So we creating that idea, not even an idea, but we trying our best to, you know, God willing, create that path to be able to show the steps and be able to be the people you could come to and say, hey, I want to do this and we can help you with that. So we trying to reach those different avenues and different networking relationships and
so artists giving artists a foundation.
Yeah, man.
Artists serving artists.
Yeah. We
and becoming greater artists because they serving other artists.
We building we building the foundation to put the house on. You know what I'm saying? So all you gotta come do one day is knock on the door.
We love the crib.
Yeah, for sure.
That's for sure. We love the crib, and I'm Charm City Bipper for that reason. I'm grateful to have had the experiences that I've had. I be outside sometimes, and I don't do everything that everybody do outside, and I'll be in the corner talking when the Henny get poured. And
yeah, I be drunk, and Keith be over somewhere talking about a world peace.
I get the water when we go to the bar.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I be talking about spiritual things, but I'm grateful that you as a friend don't pressure me or make me
of course.
feel bad for who I am.
Of course.
And that's something that I'm big on.
Yeah.
When it comes to the people that are in my life or the people that I give space to. That's part of why you are in this space.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't put these types of things together. They want to say, "Oh, Quis be with Chris Cassius," but they don't have to know. It's just that we all have to get beyond limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
All right. So we spoke on that a little bit. I think as artists, sometimes we get stuck in this space of, yo, I only write poetry. You only write poetry, bro?
Right.
A poem is a gateway to a song, is a gateway to a rap, is a gateway to a jingle, is a gateway to a mantra and a movement.
Yep.
Who will survive in America?
Real shit.
Is a change is gonna come.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Black and I'm proud. Say it loud.
All that shit. It translates into different mediums.
Don't get this confused.
Yeah.
So it's like it's only gonna go as far as you allow it to. I did the code thing again. Let me see. It's only gonna go as, I gotta pay attention. That's like it's gonna get me right in the summer. That's for sure. But paying attention to the distance that things can go and allowing things to go to distance, like. You've been speaking on evolution, right? If you started out and you was like, yo, my name should only be Crab Gotti.
Right.
My name should only be 6 Bricks.
Right.
If you just had a limited view and were afraid to change. But
I mean,
time's yourself.
It's like just the same idea as human evolution and shit. When you enter certain climates and you spend so much time and like for instance I forget the name of the people, but it's a people that they live on the water only. They don't live on land. They of course they dive, they get their fish and shit like that, but they huts is on the water, like in the middle of the water and shit. And they have adapted to the point where they can dive to certain depths that the average person, they need an oxygen tank. You know what I'm saying? And they doing this without scuba gear. All they got is goggles and a spear. You know what I'm saying? And that's the idea of evolution, though. When you create this like a people and you in like a certain environment under a certain circumstance, physically you change. So it's the same idea. Like mentally you change
and you grow
because your mindset is not in the same space that it was when you was 15 and 16. You got a different understanding for certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like when you 10, 12 years old, you flicking the lights on, playing the video games, leaving it running, going outside all day long. But as you get older, you be hearing your mother like, turn my damn shit off, da 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 da. Yeah,
and Christmas
you like,
a little skimp.
You know what I'm saying?
And
BJ&E last month was $200, but this month that shit $450. You realize
you walking past the Kool-Aid jammers and ice cream.
You know what I'm saying?
So we gonna have to tighten up.
Evolution. You know what I'm saying? And it's growth. You gotta grow into the person that you want to be, not the person you was.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Product of adaptability.
Yeah.
My good brother gave me that. D'Angelo Sawyer.
Tough.
Oh, you living good right now, brother. But product of adaptability is so big because I'm going to adapt. I'm going to adapt, and our city teaches us that.
Word.
We are in people that's constantly evolving. I remember just the different changes as far as trends in the city and how it was always, but no matter how the trend shifted, it was still these basic principles of like, yo, you a whore though, if you do that. And excuse the word. But it's like, you'll see brothers go from like big loose clothes and doing Soulja Boy dances to clothes getting tight, doing a jerk, to brothers on skateboards, to everybody want to hoop, to everybody want to put a mixtape together, to everybody getting conscious. Like it was all of these different evolutions, but the same premise remained. A lot of people did it in a way that was uncomfortable because they put ego first. So it's like, yo, I learned this skateboard trick. Nobody else can learn it. Nobody ever be better than me. Right. They wouldn't pick the next man up, and they wouldn't help him if he fell. They will point down and laugh or whatever else.
Yeah, at every point and in that chain of evolving and shit, you had people who tried to gatekeep. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. And it's like, when you closing the gates, you forgetting that somebody let you through them.
Yep.
You forgetting that you would have never been able to walk through the gates if you didn't have the references. So how are you giving out references?
And for real, you might not want to close it too soon because you might have left something.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
You'd be surprised what like letting people through the gate allows. It's like when everybody walks through and all of Baltimore through the gate, is a different energy. Like, it's a different mindset.
Right.
What do that look like? I'm like, what if I had all my homies owning property in the neighborhoods they people's lost?
Yeah.
What if
different.
we had like anywhere to do studio work,
changing the
like
landscape,
anything artistically, anything financially? Like, what if we had these different resources, even for the kids? We had literacy programs that like didn't depend on nothing. That we wasn't saying like, yo, city schools is a mess. Y'all saying city schools is a mess, but most people don't go down there to even speak to who in the offices.
Yeah, how we fix it though?
Who's in the school buildings?
What's the solution?
I've been in a school building for 3 years and I ain't had nobody come in there.
Yeah, and I mean the scariest part is though.
There's a couple people, I ain't gonna do that. But and a lot of people didn't understand what I was, so excuse that.
It gets scary, especially with a place like where we from for real, because, you know, I mean, I personally, I try to stay away from like politics and things like that. Like I'm not necessarily a person that believes in those, you know, things. And if you do, I'm not speaking down on you or whatever, because somebody has to be concerned with it and, you know, do the due diligence and know the ins and outs of it and have an understanding for it, because it is a system that's here and in place for real. But me personally, I just be feeling like, you know, it's a very like, you know, you got people out here who I'm gonna try to stop cussing too. You got people out here, my bad. You got people out here who you know, they say things like, oh, that boxing match was rigged and that football game was rigged and this, that, and the third. And, you know, I don't really be caring about that type of stuff either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I get it. I watch the videos about it, but I don't really be caring no more. I used to want to play football as a kid. I don't care no more. But what I'm getting at is the fact that I feel like, you know, things like politics is rigged and stuff like that. And especially here in the city, because we get to see it firsthand. And this is our, like, you know, government and, you know, the mayor and all these other people. Like, we get to see them firsthand. And, you know, time and time again, we go through these situations where the city just look like Gotham or something. It look like Gotham with no Batman. You know what I'm saying? And like it be so many like things going on. Like even if like for instance, we get black people in office and whatnot, and you know, whether you know, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened for real, but I know every so often when we do get people of color in these positions, it pops up in newsletters and on TV and all that other stuff, or they did something janky. Now, I don't know if they really did or they didn't.
I give you this. Politics, like everything else, is business.
Word.
The problem comes in where people want to shift. They want to act like it's not business. If I tell you, yo, you could come on this podcast for free.
Word.
But I'm playing like there's not no money incentive. I'm lying to you.
Right.
I'm going to let you know there's bread involved with this. I'm going to let you know, like, I got to pay bills, and that is real reality. Just like we was joking about you walking through the supermarket with moms. You cutting them lights on and off whenever you feel like it. It's cute. It's cute to do it, but there's money behind it. So it's like, she may not let you know until the pockets start stressing. When the pockets start stressing, that's when
it's a problem.
That's when there's a media out. Yo, we gotta do something about this. Like moms is really walking around the house like, hey, cut that damn light off. Hey, what is you on? You know how much that BG was.
Gotta reinforce that.
And she's telling you the cents. She said it was $2.16 and 17 cents, boy. That's 17 cents worth of light right there.
Like Julius off everybody. He's Chris.
So what we're struggling with as a community is our lack of knowledge to the fact that a lot of these things are businesses. The school system is a business.
And that's what I was saying. Like, you know,
in a
like,
heavy way.
I think that's what deter people though. Like the fact that we surrounded by a whole lot of corruption and all that other stuff. I don't even think people even consider the fact that like, yo, you could go make a difference in there, because there's so many other things that's like, you know, it's tainted for real. You know what I'm saying?
This is the realer part that I've come to. There is a difference to be made, but it has to be done economically and then brought into the school. So I'm saying that because I'm aware of the vendors that are part of the school I work at. There is a local mental health program that it was a vendor. There is the milks that come into the school. They're not giving you Cloverland milk because they want to give away milk. Those milks are paid for. It may have been free and reduced, but maybe they're just buying it in bulk, and that was the price. Right now, BGE is trying to get the wires in the city. They're trying to get the, I think the electrical wires. And there's like, they were being rented, the poles, they were being rented something for years, and now they're trying to just buy it outright for like a couple million, like a number or whatever. They're trying to buy it, right? I don't know the specifics.
Right.
I'm just bringing this up to make you aware of it. So I'm trying to buy this set of wires, and there's money behind it. There's a money incentive. So when we see these different things taking place, black men going to prison is about money. Black men going to prison wouldn't be pushed the way it is if it wasn't about money.
Right.
You got every type of rapper telling you how to go to jail. You got every liquor store. We know liquor stores before we know about our credit.
Yeah.
We know about where to get cigarettes from before we know about like things that will actually build us.
Yeah, they're gonna teach you algebra and all that other shit, but they ain't gonna teach you how to file your taxes.
They won't teach you the fundamentals of like the purpose of the algebra.
Yeah.
So like if I'm learning about trig, like I learned trig in high school because I was at Poly. They had us doing all this math, and then I recognized, oh, I'm learning trig because that's how they build houses.
And you know what's crazy, bro? Like I know, like like for instance, I dropped out of college and shit. You know what I'm saying? But like. It just, I just sometimes I be thinking about how we did go to school and we learned all them things. And, I don't have the craziest of a occupation or nothing, whether it come to rap or what I do for a 9 to 5 for real, right? But, bro, I ain't never had to use some of them math problems and shit. And I hate math, so I'm gonna specifically speak on that. I know it's other subjects and things that we ain't had to utilize, as adults and like in our fields or whatever, what we do. But like, bro, I ain't never...
Look, this is the wild part though.
Never, bro.
And most people won't. The funny part they don't tell you is the people that make it to the spaces where you think you have to use it, they don't use it either.
Yo,
they
that's
use
what
a
I'm,
computer. That's
that's
why
what I'm saying.
I've been able to get in some instances I'm in space like, yo, just using he using a
big
computer
ass calculator,
software.
bro.
Yeah,
That's
he just had to do the programs to know why he's using the calculator.
Right. So instead of doing the math, you learn how to use the program that's gonna do it. Bro,
so
that shit crazy.
It's interesting to think about that aspect, but the funnier part of all of this is life, and all of this is built on relationships.
Yeah.
Politics is the relationship game. Who do you have a relationship with? Oh, Baltimore City Schools has a relationship with Cloverland Milk. I just keep bringing that up because it's a really clear. If you ever drink chocolate milk, strawberry milk
shits, yeah.
If you drink milk in Maryland, like it was probably with Cloverland.
Cow cartoon on it. Yeah.
So it's like we grew up with that for real. It was an incentive behind it. Got Milk was a campaign ad that was intentional to have you drinking milk.
And whole time I ended up learning that you don't actually even need that so-called vitamin. Like that's not even.
So again, it's about the money, and it's fine to make things about the money when you are putting people first, or or people are involved in this process. If it's about money and it's just, so I can make more if this group of people struggles and that one doesn't. I can make more if we just let those chemicals go into the air and nobody knows why they there. Bruh. But people getting cancer years later, let's just blame it on their paint. Let's blame it on the paint.
Yo, you got motherfuckers out here that like for instance, like I heard a story like my peoples know a guy or whatever that he was doing like the pesticides and shit, and he had like the little tank and it was spraying and shit, and something happened where like the tank might have like the hose came up or something, so it got all over him. But that shit is highly toxic.
Extremely.
You know what I'm saying? So eventually down the line, he did get cancer and shit like that. And I was just like, I was bringing that up because like we got all these like derailments and all of these things blowing up and all this shit, and they telling you like, nah, shit cool. But I'm just like, yo, this dude that was like doing a service in somebody's front yard, actually, I think he was contracted by a school, now that I'm thinking about it, to spray the grounds. And like he did that, and the tank like blew up or whatever on his back, the cord got cut, whatever happened, and the shit got on him, and he got cancer.
Check this out though.
You feel me?
If if a house burns down, think about all the chemicals and things that are going up in that smoke.
Yeah,
that's
what if
part
it's
of why you
mold
done.
in that
That's
bitch?
the part. What if it's your bleach burning?
Yo,
what if it's your cleaning products burning?
Man.
Like just thinking about the plastic alone burning. That's why they don't inhale this.
And they trying to sell you the dream that that shit gonna be cool.
So yeah, we in some spaces. There's a lot of different things, but just sitting with like artistry. What inspired you to be an artist?
Well, one of the bigger things was my mother was she wrote a lot of poetry. You know what I'm saying? And like I remember as a kid, like she got stage fright and shit, so she never really wanted to do it in front of people. But she would write them and like let the family hear them and stuff like that. But she did get like offer to like come on like TV or some shit, like on one of them like morning shows or whatever. And she didn't do it because she was afraid or whatever. It would have been her first time on a plane and all these things. So it kind of like defeated her drive to do it. But I was just saying that to say like she was that good. Like people was inviting her out to like do this shit on TV and shit. So I kind of I had a knack for words like my mom did. Um, Even in school, like math wasn't my strong suit, but when it came to like literature and like English and all that little shit, like
That was where you
I was,
felt
yeah,
you
I
felt
was
alive.
writing the shit out of all my little stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
So,
part.
and then my uncles, my mother's brothers, they did music. My dad did music. My older brother did music and shit. I played the sax in middle school and shit like that. Like I was fucking with music. Music was like kind of in my genes for real. I put myself on to like a lot of rap music or whatever, and it was just from there. It was just like, damn, I wonder if I could do this. And I just started writing when I was probably like 14, maybe 15, maybe 15. And that's one of them things that I think, a lot of people got me beat at. A lot of people, stories, like, they start young. Like, a lot of people
That's
start
young,
real,
though.
yeah.
No,
yeah,
but 14, 15 is.
But, like,
young.
a lot of the people that I, like, who, I cross paths with, like, they stories be like, oh, yeah, I was, writing raps. I was 8. I was 9 and shit. Like, I was like, that shit kind of blows my mind. Like, I wasn't even thinking about putting no pen and no paper, you know what I'm saying? As like that young.
It's wild because it's like, it's no age that's gonna make the difference.
Yeah,
like you can start at 20, but if you got something to talk about, you on. It's like the part that's funny is when things are like translating in ways you didn't expect them to. It's dudes who like are into, shout out to Black Chakra, in the comic books.
Yeah.
He was saying how he read comic books and the words in the comic books was so like, whoa, I can use the like. So it's like you may be in the movies.
Shit, big shout out to my man Has Too Real though. He we was actually writing a comic book together. It was me, Has, and I forgot. It was somebody else. And I hope Has still got that shit. Shout out to Has though, yeah.
But it's wild because it's like, it's no telling where your inspiration gonna come from. I think one of the funniest parts about artists is like, sometimes we locking into creation, we forget that the reason we able to create is because of how we live.
Yeah.
If I didn't come from Baltimore, I wouldn't be this creative. Like, and even speaking to that, with adaptability and evolution, I was talking to some dope real estate agents earlier.
Okay.
Deatrice Fortune and Maya Weston. Check them out. Tap in. I was talking to them about how there's so many. We were talking about how many different pockets there are in the city. You could be on one block that's like, why you out there? And then block over, it's like opportunities here. Like, it could be a studio on the block over. It could be some stuff in that block that's hidden. Like, it's so many different people and so many different regions and so many different opportunities. So much money as well. But learning to navigate Baltimore is so pivotal because you could go from Fells Point with like this harbor type feel to like Mount Vernon to having like different New York type feels with this brick and this cobblestone.
Right
to
you go to Fair Hill, it's a little different. You go to
you can hit the county,
different.
You hit the county and have a whole nother vibe. You can go to some parts of Maryland where it's complete country and it feel like the South. So it's like you can have all of these different experiences in this one city and people recognize it. Like, they recognize it so much that they paying $500,000 for a row house.
It's a lot of walks of life to come from.
Absolutely. So it's like when you learn how to navigate and relate to these different people, you open a lot of doors for yourself. So I'm big on recognizing that because I've been in rooms with people who knew way more than me.
Oh,
like,
yeah, definitely.
They know how to code a whole computer.
I actually highly prefer to be the not the smartest nigga in the room.
So it's like when I'm talking, I'm like, okay, cool. So like, what are you into though? Oh, I loved watching you. Oh, you watch you on Netflix? I do too. That's cool. I don't know nothing about the other stuff you was talking about, but we can find a way to make that work. But what's your favorite food? Like, all of this come back to basics. It come back to basics, and it comes back to like, what is the purpose and the intentionality? You can have all the brilliance. You can have all of the capability. We know some rappers who got every word and ain't made one hit song. We know some rappers who do these different things who doing none and got his songs, and it's beautiful. Either way, it's like just do it with an intention that's based in, I say, God, love, whatever. But
yeah, man. Your intentions
heavy.
definitely affect everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The outcome is whatever you put into it, you're gonna get that shit back. So be careful for real.
Yeah. How are you feeling about the future, but your music right now?
Right now I feel real like in a good space with it. Right now I'm feeling like as long as I put my best foot forward, really apply myself with this album that I plan on dropping this year, that
It's gonna be hot.
yeah, yo, it's only
Don't play with it.
it's only up. You know what I'm saying? It's only up. Like you said, God, like, put God first, put your faith first. You know what I'm saying? And take care of business. You know what I'm saying?
Always, the thing too is like I've talked a lot about perfection
Mm-hmm.
and the problematic parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfection is like, yo, this car is done. It's the best it ever be.
Yeah.
Cat.
Yeah.
Because it's been like, this is 07, so it's been like a lot. I ain't gonna do
yeah.
It's been at least 10,
Right.
like 10, 12.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's been numbers.
Going on
since
a few.
this one. You feel me?
Going on a few.
It's been some numbers. But thinking about that concept, man, like you have space to grow. I've put out a project recently. I took it back down because I got some things to work on, and also got I gotta do a little A&R, research and development, all of that. Go back to the lab for certain things. But I love what I was able to say, and I love the fact that some people got to tune in and gave me words of love.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm putting that out there to say that your first song should not be your last. Your last project does not define your next project.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be living for the greatest project. Live
Yeah.
for the fact that you get to create one.
Yeah.
And that's part of the service you've been talking about. Because I would love to see more people leaning into just creative energy and doing it with other people in mind. Like sometimes I've written songs, I'm like, I want somebody to dance to this. I wrote Yams,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like, when I was writing, I was like, yo, like I really love shorties, like, yeah. And I was like, I would love to see this, and I wanted to find a way to do it in the funniest, like quirky way, but setting out with that intention is so important in artistry. And I just see so many people are like, I want people to know about me, but why should they know about you? I want people to know my story. What's important about your story?
You gotta find a way to do it,
right?
And make it so people wanna resonate. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure like you gotta treat it as if it's a product on a shelf. You know what I'm saying? And you're next to, like, if you selling a fucking air freshener and you're going in the house, the home goods aisle anyway. Yeah. So you're gonna be next to the candles, you're gonna be next to the plug-ins, you're gonna be next to the car joints, you're gonna be next to all that shit. So how do you make your product stand out and make somebody want to go into the aisle, not because they want air fresheners, but because they're looking for your air freshener for it?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's a big deal. How do you stay in people's face? How do you make yourself relevant? How do you make it stand out? Like, what's unique about it? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Big. Just like don't lean into attention for the sake of attention, because sometimes we have attention on us, but it's for the wrong things, for the wrong reasons. Mm-hmm. So it's like, even in that, I sit with that. It's like somebody may love one thing and they may not understand the next, but all of it is a part of the evolution. All of it is a part of growth. And I laugh because good intention don't mean good outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. A lot of times it's no intention at all.
Mm-hmm.
So for this, the intention is to make people aware of the different artists in the city, of the different people who are doing things that I think they may relate to let people know what's possible, to give you a new reference. Your origin story is very similar to a lot of other people's, but they don't know the value of it.
Right.
So to see other artists in your family and you kind of like it, but you don't know what's possible, is probably like a lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah.
I would like for more people to be aware of what's possible. There are realtors, there's people that work in virtual spaces. I just told you earlier, it's like, it don't end in artistry where you just performing. A lot of people as artists, a lot of artists' conception of artistry is, yo, I just gotta go on tour. bro, you can go in these schools and teach songwriting.
Yeah,
and
I've been actually looking into getting
contracts for that.
Getting into some of them, like not even, you know, for the aspect of being on contract or getting like some type of payola out of it, but just to be able to like, you know, get out there with the youth and like get involved and like, you know, be able to like, you know, help shape a fresh mind and shit like that. You know what I mean? That's those types of things I actually do concern myself with. I actually do like, you know, care about that type of stuff. And I know, you know, it's no, like, again, it ain't no shade to nobody else. We all out here with our own purpose and stuff like that. But, you know, I always tell people, like, I love doing music. I probably will never stop. You know what I'm saying? But I also keep in mind that, you know, just because it don't work for me, don't mean that my mission came to an end. You know, it don't mean that, because my purpose could be to help somebody else do that and be 10 times bigger than anything I might ever be. That could be my purpose. I'm not.
Think about this. Your mother was writing poetry. She didn't do what you conceived to do with it.
Yeah,
that's how like,
it's that whole walk so somebody else could run and somebody else could fly type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's like no knowledge is wasted. Learn knowledge is the biggest gift that your peoples can give. A lot of people don't even realize how powerful that is as a gift.
And for real, in those moments, it's being able to tame the ego that count a lot for real.
Yep.
Because you gotta be selfless to even feel like to voluntarily be a stepping stone. It take a lot of it take a lot of courage. It take a lot of courage though.
People don't recognize that. Like when I joked earlier, like I'm showing up at a party where like I look strange with just this water at time, and I had to go through that. Like I had to go through. I'm just telling.
And you gonna catch a million people like, yo, you sure?
Yo? Like, nah, I'm good, brother.
And I be right there like, no, get at me though. Give it to me, he's straight.
And that's why I'm there with you.
Yeah, give it to me.
But it's funny because coming back to that that's wild.
It happens. It happens.
I want to make it as funny as I can. But just thinking about that selfless service, thinking about all the things that I did that I didn't know would be of value for somebody else. And artistry, right? People don't know the stories. People don't hear the part where Kanye is like, no ID, let me in the studio at this time before my project was booming. They don't hear the part where Pharrell's like, yeah, I used to run with Teddy Riley. And like I would just watch what he did and boom, boom, boom. They don't hear about the part with Timbaland in the studio with Devontae Swing. During the era of Jodeci. And then like they coming up together, and guess who else is in the room? Oh my God. Oh, Static Major. Static Major is around Timbaland and Aaliyah and so it's like we have those types of moments. We just don't recognize them.
One saying that I don't hear enough, like I don't hear people quoted enough, I don't hear it said enough, is greatness creates greatness. Like, you know, that's a real thing.
Steel sharpens. Like iron sharpen iron. Like,
I don't know why people don't say that more. Like greatness literally creates greatness.
And major shout out to Black Chakra. We talked about quality control.
Yeah.
And this concept is big because I'm not always conscious of the lack of quality of the things that I put out. And like I said, the intention is to commit to an action. So I recognize that the early parts of this action will look preposterous. I'm using that word for just to send it home. It didn't make sense when I was doing this in my bedroom with the phone mic and you might hear a fan. Sometimes I'm battling the car. But I had to go through that, so you had to go through it. Poe did that, so you like it's parts where people don't like. People was like, "Oh, this is so dope! I'm so glad you did this." If only y'all knew about the dirty takes I did when I was like back in the day, because I didn't have words to fill in the gaps.
And then even related to something else, because we both artists and whatnot, and it's a lot of artists out here. And you feel me? That's like, of course we go through them cycles, but for instance, I like to cook. I don't like reading cookbooks and all that other little jazz though. I don't like doing that though. You know what I'm saying? So I just be going off of, you know what I'm saying? Like I cook like our grandmothers and all them used to cook when they used to tell you what to put in it, but they be like about this much. Like they ain't never give you no measurement or nothing. Like that's how I be cooking for real. So it be taking me times where I might go buy a pack of anything. You know what I'm saying? Anything, and just like be like, all right, I'm gonna put it together like this. Trash. You know what I'm saying? But then I go do it again and do it again and do it again
I want to make
until
a special
you feel me?
Black men cook, ladies.
Yeah. Oh hell,
Black
shit.
men,
I can't vouch for us all.
You know what I'm saying?
But hey,
I cook.
Hey, I don't got no problem with that. I get in the kitchen quick. Cooking is actually therapeutic for me, for real. So I ain't one of them and hey, you can't hurt my masculinity. I stand strong over here. Hey, I will get in the kitchen. I might not put an apron on or whatnot. And the kitchen might get a little messy. And then my pancakes look a little funny looking. But they good. They
gonna do what they supposed to do.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But trial and error. You know what I'm saying? I might have burned like 5 pans of chicken before I got the dish right. But I got it right though.
And that's the part.
You know what
it's
I'm
like
saying?
you gotta go through. You gotta take the lump sometimes. And I spoke about that with my cousin because a lot of what he did was a reference for me. It was like, okay, I don't know if that's gonna work for me, but I'm gonna try this. And there was times where it was something that nobody had done, where I was like, well, I got family members who did stuff nobody had done. And then there was also my own life. I'm like, I've done things that nobody have done. I used to go to school with like orange socks and like purple socks sometimes, just to be different. And like I recognized the value in those goofy moments. I was teaching. I didn't know that like I would have that many benefits from teaching these kids. Standing in front of a classroom, having to command it, having conversations like this one. Just building in different spaces. Always, always, always moving. Never stop your motion, man. And never let a hard time humble us.
Definitely, man.
Never let that stop your process, man.
It happens.
I said this in a joint that I posted earlier. Like, you gonna have bad days. You're gonna be off. Like, you gonna be throwing that ball up, and it's gonna look like you ain't got no eyes. Like you are not even like there's nothing in your head when that ball going up, and then one day it's gonna be like water.
Yeah.
Like you always been doing it. Perfect practice is cool to say, but proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Don Tripp, the rapper, he got a line that it really stuck out to me, and I even ended up flipping it for one of my songs later down the line. But his line goes, you showed me a king that's never suffered a scar, and I'll show you a man that's never given his all. And that shit has stuck with me. And this is like Don Tripp put that on a project long time ago. And that's one of them lines that like stuck with me forever. Like, and it's just like life come with bumps and bruises, and you're not gonna get the best advice from the person that just tell you about the glamour and the glitz. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so much deeper than that. And how can you understand life? Like you literally can't grasp a full understanding of life from somebody who's trying to teach you just perfection.
Yeah.
It don't work. Somebody got to tell you, bro.
Ideal.
Yeah,
It's
like
an ideal.
you going to jump off that roof and break your fucking ankle. Excuse me.
I'm going to bleep, man. I'm going to find a bleep.
But you're going to jump off that roof and break your ankle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's going to happen. Now, eventually, one day you might learn to tuck and roll, and you gonna get it successfully. But like, nah, man. Like, it's gonna happen.
This is the funny part. You're gonna go through these moments, but there's a community of individuals who went through them as well.
Yep.
Find that community. When you at that open mic and you get on that stage and you bomb for your first time, or you get off feeling uncomfortable, observe the crowd. There's gonna be people that's laughing at you because they won't do it, and they find it funny. It probably was. And then there'll be individuals who may spend time talking to you about it. They may be open enough to give you some advice. Be open to the advice. Seek the advice. Seek counsel. It's like people have had your experiences. Never limit your conception of who's had your experience. I know so many people who've opened up to me about mental health because I've shared about mine. So I have people, I'm like, yo, you went through that? They're like, yeah, I went through that in a major way. And I still deal with it. I'm like, you still deal with it? It don't go away? No, I just found ways to find light within the darkness. Like people, sometimes we expect the sunshine or the clean cut set of movies and a clean cut set of these TV shows that we watch. So we expect the clean cut life that we see on socials where we like, yo, that guy never has a day off. I was joking with somebody earlier, like, who's to say they don't put that fit on and send it back? I would.
Yo.
I would.
Yeah.
I will put that fit on, send it back. You don't even
A
recognize
lot
it.
of them little designer pieces and all that.
Not only that, they get him to wear.
Yeah.
That's money. That's why I was like, people see it, but they don't know what's behind it.
Yeah.
These trucks riding around with these signs on them, they have to have those badges on them because there's money behind the badge on the truck.
Yeah.
If I advertise a certain thing on here, I can get paid, right? I'm not saying that the people I'm advertising are paying me, but it's just thinking about that. It's ways to do this. There is a money incentive behind all of this, but knowing why you're getting the money. Am I getting the money so that I can say you ain't got none? Or am I getting the money so I can go start that program for the youth in my city?
And that goes back to intention.
You know what so
I'm
it's like, it's a cool way to do wild things. Like I say, it's not how you do it. I mean, it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Right.
It's not what you do, it's how you do it. So it's like, I'm in the late night spot with y'all. I'm not out here doing what I don't do.
Yep.
I'm doing what I do.
Yep.
And we laughing about the shrimp fried rice I got. We laughing about the fact that I'm here. Yep. We just loving the moment and loving the fact that we get to share it with each other. Find ways to share love. Stop sharing all your negativity and insecurity. Leave that in the crib. Pack that up and leave that.
Sometimes you gotta walk away from it and go experience, the joy that to be joy in a positive manner, of course, but you know what I'm saying? You get out here, you fellowship with your friends and you know what I'm saying, in them safe spaces, take advantage of that and, get away from the hardships of the day-to-day for real. We all need them outlets. We all need to escape sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure you're doing it in a positive way and something that's not gonna lead to repercussions or, purpose-filled bumps and bruises, like
the detriment of others or yourself.
Yeah, don't go searching for the pain. You know what I'm saying?
I've said this too. Sacrifice is major, right? There's certain sacrifices that gotta be made.
Yeah.
I am of the belief that God don't make you sacrifice things you can't get back. I'll lose everything in the world.
Yep.
Right? I'll lose the car. I can lose the phone. I can lose the hat, the drip, all of that, right? God not gonna make me sacrifice my fingers, man.
Yeah.
Like it could happen.
Yeah.
I could lose it, but I don't think that's a part of the sacrifice.
Yeah, right.
If I gotta sacrifice time and energy doing what I love, it's not really a sacrifice. But it's all in perspective. So it's like, if you got a situation where you feel like, I gotta sell the car to do the thing you really want to do, sell the car, bro.
Yeah, the greatest act of love.
Or find a way, to make it shake. Because these things that we want to do are not coming to us. I call myself Mr. Make It Happen. I'm giving that to you.
Yep.
I don't got to be the only Mr. Make It Happen.
Yep.
It's whoever gonna wear it and embody it.
And because people get things confused, like people be
trying down you.
Like
no,
I'm a pray about this, and God, you're gonna give it to me, and this, that, and the third, and it's like, yo, I think people be misinterpreting, things like these books are based on God and Jesus and things.
It's limited because faith without works is dead.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
So it's like,
people be feeling like, I'ma just pray and it's gonna happen, and it's like, nah, you pray. You know what I'm saying? Letting God know where your heart at, or whatever
you believe
in, but you pray and you manifest and you do all of these things and speak affirmation because you're allowing the higher being to understand, hey, I'm here. This is my intention. Now go act on it. Right. Don't just sit on your hands because it's not gonna just fall from the sky. Babies don't come from the stork. Right. You know what I'm saying? You go act on it, and you know what I'm saying? Like, act on these things.
Busy.
Put your best foot forward. It take action. You don't just snap your fingers and that stuff happen. Like, it don't work like that.
It's like I love this quote from Frederick Douglass. I'll keep butchering it. I might be in the ballpark, but he said, "I prayed and I prayed every day, and God didn't answer until I started walking." Get off your knees, man. Y'all, like, even James Brown and Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. He like, we on our feet, man.
No,
we ain't on our knees out here, man.
Right.
We out here wanting something, and we going after it by any means. And it's like, if the means mean that somebody else gonna have to deal with it in a way that they not ready to, why you standing in the way of what's love? Like, why you standing in the way of people learning? Why you standing in the way of people having the resources they need? Why would you be in the way of that? So what I always sit with is just you are more responsible for your life than we sometimes allow ourselves to be.
Yeah.
People want to run from accountability.
Yeah.
Oh, it was my mama. Oh,
Yeah.
it's like it's
blame
them for
everything.
as long as you say it is.
You gonna blame everything possible on everything that you did possible, like under the sun. Like, you'll blame everything else.
I know I'm the reason it didn't work out.
Yeah, for sure.
I know I made a decision that I wasn't told to make.
Mhm.
I know I might have overlooked something,
Yeah.
and I'm grateful that I know it, because when I recognize what I overlook, I go back and do it right. I always come back to the gym because I'm a gym guy, I'm a fitness guy,
Yeah.
but there's points where it's like, oh, this hurts.
Yeah.
How am I holding that weight?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm wilding.
You know what's
Let me go
crazy?
check the stats and form.
Since we on this type of a topic, right? And we speaking about prayer and God and affirmation and stuff like that. One of the ones that really, really be killing me, right, is when people get out here and they go through something and they always lean on, this is the storm before the blessing, or this is the hard time before I receive what I'm owed and things like that, right? Now, that's not to say that I don't believe in that type of thing, but 99% of the time, I see people lean on that type of a thing. And I think people tend to forget that, like we was talking about intention, and like we were saying, be positive and put your best foot forward, mean well when you're doing these things. Sometimes your intention was not positive. Sometimes you did not put your best foot forward. Sometimes you didn't have intentions on doing a good thing. Karma comes back around. That storm is a storm because you reaping what you sowed, not because you're about to get a blessing in a week.
Sometimes we're delusional.
Yeah.
And we all are capable of it.
Yeah, sometimes it's discipline.
Right. It's
what it is.
A lack of discipline, a lack of honesty.
Yeah.
Because that's really what's going to get you through. Like I said, I'm responsible for the good, the bad, and the ugly. I have to take responsibility for it. Even things that happened to me where I was like, how could that be? Because if I push it off onto something else, I'm saying that there's nothing that can be done about it.
Yep.
Like, I recognized that I was depressed. I had to go get therapy.
Yeah.
I recognized that I'm not in my right mind at this moment.
Yeah.
I had to seek out counsel. I had to be open to being helped. Help don't come to you, and when help arrives, you still gotta go for it. Like, it's one of them joints where it's like the man was on the roof asking God for a boat. Someone arrived to help him. He said, nah, God sent it one. Like, someone else arrived. Nah, God sent it. Someone's like, where's the boat? Like, bro, those were the boats.
Right.
You don't trust the people. You don't trust the relationship. You see it to be one thing that it is not. So it's like when we have limited understanding and also ego involved, like, yo, I did so much for people. It's like, did you really?
Yeah.
Like, the reason I had to check myself on that. Like, am I teaching in this school because I want to say I teach kids? Or am I doing this because I genuinely want to make a difference? It was days where it was like, oh, it was cool to say I teach kids, but it was days where I'm like, yo, think about it like this. Yo, math is really easy, bro. What you gonna do when you get that record deal? How you gonna break up these, how you gonna manage this money?
Right.
Like, you sitting here talking to them crazy, you might have to do work with them. Like, you might see them again in high school.
Right.
Like, he may have more friends than you. Y'all be on a bus stop, you was talking crazy to him. Now he got his friends banking you.
Right.
Like, you don't even realize how you treating people. You don't even realize how small the city is.
Come back around,
like,
man.
I got students who was having motion with the young ladies. Right? I got students who was having motion. I'm like, yo, you know about condoms? What you know? I'm gonna be straight up. I'm not about to stop you from having sex.
Right.
I'm not about to stop you from living your life, because you're going to get more offers than a lot of your teachers. For real.
Yeah,
like,
it's what happens.
What are you going to do when it presents itself?
Right.
I don't need to tell you not to do something. I need to tell you how you should think when it presents itself.
Yeah.
If you have not known yourself for so long, and then you get in some deal in some office, and they give you a deal, and they put that yayo on the table, or they put things, present things that you like, that don't make sense, that ain't right, but you don't got a knowledge of self, you may go for it.
And like you said
easily
earlier, proper preparation prevents poor performance.
What do you really want, and who are you serving?
And what are you prepared to perform against?
Yes. So
that's what it comes down to.
I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful as always. We went all over the place for real, but I'm always grateful for conversation, fellowship.
Yeah, man.
And I didn't know I heard about the saxophone.
Oh yeah, I played sax.
I don't know if I heard the part where she went from place to place. I mean, she didn't go place to place, but she had the opportunity to get on the TV show.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
No,
a lot
my
of people
mom,
know.
yeah, she it was I forget, she like entered into some contest and she won. You know what I'm saying? It was one of them type things. Like she won it, and they went a step further and was like, you know, we don't even just want to like announce you as a winner. We want you to come
through
like and
spit
do
that,
it.
Spit
You
that
know what I'm
heat.
saying? Like, and she like, you know, at the time she was, like I said, she was a little fearful of it or whatever. But hey, you know, it was just like one of them things. And for instance, like, you know, she had me. I caught her. I took a liking to the idea of it. I feel like I furthered it, and you know, I stood and well to this day stand in front of crowds of people and do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And,
And like
people don't even be knowing the carriage that take.
right. No, hell
It's
no.
so heavy.
But it's one of them things, like, you know, I get jitters and whatnot still. It's just like it's the first time.
It don't go away. You just learn how to deal with it.
It's part of the thrill.
It's like
part of the rush.
You was a youngin, you go in the restaurant, you smell all that cigarette smoke. When you was young, you was like, oh, this, and eventually you just used to it being present.
Right.
It's like,
it's like when your friends push you on and on and on and on and on about getting on a roller coaster, and then now you sitting up there, you on that little joint where the ride start to click, 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 and now you looking down like, oh my God.
Much of the beauty
and
in
here
our
come
life
the drop.
is
You know
on
what I'm
the
saying?
other side of our fears.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
man.
try everything, because there's some things that's gonna have a hold on you. Really got a hold on.
It's some stuff out here I can't blame you for being afraid of and not being
avoid
wanting to do.
And we do the knowledge. Do the knowledge. The things that should be avoided, I mean, the things that you are best served avoiding are pretty known. Like, people talk about it a lot. Like, you don't want to do that, buddy.
No, that's a fact.
It's in the basic instructions before leaving Earth. So, if you out here and you ain't being loved, love on yourself a little harder, and that may attract some people that do some loving. If you out here and you trying to do something for the people, let it be known. Be the light that you want to see. Be the change that you want to see. Black kings and queens. You understand me? I don't like no
we definitely gotta support each other though.
Black
Hold
History
each other
Month
up, man.
is so much to be had, so much to give, and I'm grateful for you, brother.
Yeah, likewise, man.
Looking forward to the
Proud of
project.
everything you're doing, man. We gotta give each other more flowers out here, man. I'm proud of this, man. You really. Hey, I remember Keith who didn't like to talk to people and was like shy and wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? So I seen the changes over time. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all getting this version of him. I know the other many forms of Keith for real. So
And the advice he was giving me, he was like, brother,
Bro,
step up.
we was giving each other advice for real. You know what I'm saying?
Never
So
no lie.
it's good to see, man. You know, and we need more people who willing to speak their minds and whatnot. I know people saying, "Oh, it's, niggas, men always doing podcasts." Yeah, we ain't doing them. We ain't got them type of podcasts. This ain't Andrew Tate and them them two weird looking dudes that sit at the table with all the girls and be saying crazy stuff. This ain't that for real.
And you know what? I'll say the intention behind this, more than anything, is awareness of possibility. The intention behind this is spreading love and sharing some of the gems that I get from people that have given me so much. So, even bigger, when I have certain guests, I'm able to sit in the spaces that I don't normally think to be in. So, like, I don't have a lot of people I can talk about being in a spot and it's like, oh, we in Gold Dagger?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have too many people I had that experience with who also share my joy for music, my joy for family, my joy for just being the individuals that we are, right? So, I just love to have opportunities to bring my mirrors to this space, because we all a reflection of each other.
Definitely.
We truly one. So I need y'all to tap into this crashes. Look at all this talking. All this talking. Shut up.
Said Chris crashes.
Chris crashes.
We ain't gonna crash, I promise.
So tap into this Cassius music. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
Project is on the way.
Yeah.
Uh,
I had to start a new Instagram. So if you see this
Yeah.
and you like our conversation, you feel me? Make sure y'all tap in with the
I'm
kid.
putting it
Follow
on.
me on the gram
Okay.
at Chris, CHRIS, Cassius, CASSIUS_. You feel me? Put the underscore on the end. You will find me, man. I'm trying to get my following back up. I got an album coming out this year. It's called Angels Over East. It's modeled after internal conflict. Basically having to make having the possibilities, you know what I'm saying? Possibilities like he was talking about. When you in certain situations, whether you want to make good decisions, bad decisions, whether it be a bad situation or a good situation, you know what I'm saying? It's about like who do you want to be in those moments for real, and who do you become because you faced with those types of things. Shout out to Two World Order. Shout out to my man Charm City Bipper here.
Get busy.
Hey, shout out to everybody who's gonna see this.
Shout out K Pacino.
Shout out to my manager, K Pequeno, also
Two-World.
known as Be More Alien. You know what I'm saying? A phenomenal DJ, phenomenal manager. The head founder of Two World Order. Shout out to all my label mates.
You want to run some shout outs?
Who
you gonna shout out?
Yeah, man, there's so many people. It's so many. You know
shout
what
out
I'm saying?
Scotty for the mixes.
Yeah, man. Shout out Scotty Banks.
Artist, engineer.
I call him Sharif now.
Sharif.
Yeah, I call him Sharif. He be talking that talk sometimes, so I call him Sharif.
He gonna be on here.
I call him Sharif.
He gonna be on here in a
Yo,
second.
that is a guy that has done a lot.
Yeah.
Like, yo, Scotty has gotten bored with things and just has become a lot.
He gets bored
of
with
things.
complex things.
Yo.
That's why I laugh, because I'm like, the day he decides to do his podcast,
Yeah,
decides to speak on
man.
these things, it's gonna be a beautiful one.
Crazy.
And it's just so many individuals that don't get the flowers,
Mhm.
don't know what they doing when they doing it.
Mhm.
Like, when I tell you references is so big, when what was it? What's Chris Cassius? Was it Christmas? What's the Christmas album?
Merry Sixmas. Was
Merry
it Sixmas?
Sixmas.
Yeah,
Merry
was it Merry Sixmas? Yeah, Merry Sixmas.
Like, the reference for that.
Mhm.
The reference for Hold My Church.
Hit My Church.
Hit My Church. These moments where people is like, yo, people different.
Yeah.
People on something else, like you got receipts. He said,
Mhm.
"Oh, that was you."
Yeah.
And this is you now. So it's like,
And in them moments is when I learned, I was like, man, I can do this. I just got to figure out the other stuff.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's special because in this season, I recognize we're not doing it alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's community, and it's people in spaces that you wouldn't think would invest in you that are willing to invest in you.
Word.
You just have to have your things in an order that makes sense.
Yeah.
So they can get behind the vision.
Yeah.
People don't want to invest in a vision that's muddy. So this is muddy for some people.
Yeah.
But my intention behind it is what it is, and I'm going to continue to do it and continue to evolve. This is one of many stepping stones. This is a new reference for the people that are not beneath me, but behind me.
Yeah.
In age, and even people older than me. So wherever you are in life, man, don't think because you started at 15 you can't write the best rap.
Word.
Don't think you're too old to be an artist, because it's people who just start acting in their 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do something that you love because you were given breath to do it.
And I think my last my last piece here will probably be, don't ever forget that the quote didn't stop at a jack of all trades, master of none. That's not the end of the quote. The period is not there. The quote actually is, jack of all trades, master of none, but better than one. You feel me? So
That's about it.
you know what I mean?
Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Wake yo. Remember the sway
And
joint?
we out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I am a guy from a place, Charm City Bipper, Quis The Vndl. Marquis is the name my mama gave me. Stop
That's
playing
God.
with it, man.
That's God.
Tomorrow,
Shout out to
right.
mama.
Shout out to the mothers.